Hello students and welcome to the next module of chapter Analytical Chemistry. But children, before starting, just a quick recap of the last module in which we had discussed regarding qualitative analysis, reagents, colorless and colored cations and anions, which is given in page number 64 of your book. What I told you, you must learn it, as well as precipitation reaction and precipitate. So first point is qualitative analysis. In qualitative analysis, mainly what we doing identification of a given unknown sample with the help of chemical test with reagent. What is the reagent, children? You already knowing the chemicals which are used in laboratory to react with other substance. So in this module, we are mainly going to discuss regarding sodium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide. Action of sodium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide on certain metallic salts. And these two hydroxides are alkalis. Alkalis are water soluble bases, and sodium hydroxide, it is a strong alkali, and ammonium hydroxide being a weak alkali. So we are going to discuss one by one on different salts the action of sodium hydroxide, first in few drops and then in excess. In this case also the same. Why I have written here few drops as well as excess? Students, actually in examination, mainly observation based question coming from this chapter. And the question is like that: what happens when few drops of sodium hydroxide is added to copper sulfate solution? Also mention your observation when it is added in excess. So now I think it is clear to you why I have mentioned in few drops as well as in excess. So children, now start from calcium salt. Calcium salt mainly of white color because it is a representative element. And this calcium salt, when you will take calcium salt, then first think about the action of sodium hydroxide on calcium salt. Here children, I will give you first the details of the color of precipitate and their solubility in few drop, their solubility in case of NaOH and NH4OH. In next part, we will discuss all the reactions related to that. So first start with calcium nitrate. Calcium nitrate is a white color salt, and when few drops of sodium hydroxide is added to calcium nitrate, then first we getting a white PPT. First what we getting? White PPT in few drop, and when we adding in excess, only sparingly soluble. Sparingly soluble means precipitate is not going to get dissolved completely. It's remain in the container, little bit get dissolved. So children, what happens when sodium hydroxide is added to calcium nitrate solution? First in few drop, then in excess. Both the answer you getting here. First part is a white PPT is observed, and when excess of NaOH is added in calcium nitrate solution, it get dissolved but little bit only, that is sparingly soluble. Now the same point we will discuss regarding ammonium hydroxide. Here children, no observation because no precipitate get formed. Now question arises here, why no precipitate get formed? As you know, ammonium hydroxide is a weak alkali, so the number of hydroxyl ion produced is very less, and which is not sufficient for the precipitation reaction of calcium nitrate. And this is a very important question coming in exam. How will you differentiate between these two reagents, NaOH and NH4OH? And for this your answer must be only calcium salt, because in first case you getting precipitate, in second case you not getting precipitate here. Now the second we discussing regarding iron salt, and in iron, case of iron, there is iron 2 and iron 3. Both salt we will take into consideration. For iron 2 we will use ferrous sulfate, for iron 3 we will use ferric chloride. Clear? Ferrous sulfate normal color is light green color, pale green, light green, what you can say, okay? And ferric chloride reddish brown color. So normal salt, ferrous and ferric, that is pale green and that is brown or yellow, what you can say, okay? First, when we will add sodium hydroxide, few drops in case of ferrous sulfate, you will get here a dirty green PPT, dirty green precipitate. This dirty green precipitate in case of few drops. Again, you are going to add excess of dirty green precipitate in case of few drops, and when you will add it in excess, precipitate is not soluble. Precipitate is not soluble, or you can say precipitate remain as precipitate. Okay, in case of, now just think about ammonium hydroxide. Here also you will get dirty green PPT, dirty green PPT, which remains as precipitate even in excess quantity. Clear, children? So I think you must have understood. Iron 2, dirty green PPT in case of few drop of NaOH, as well as in excess condition also precipitate is not going to get dissolved. At the same time, when you adding NH4OH in few drops, again you will get a dirty green PPT, and this dirty green PPT also not soluble in excess quantity. Now think about ferric chloride. In this ferric chloride, when you will add few drops of sodium hydroxide, then first you will get here reddish brown. What you will get here? Reddish brown PPT. And here also the same condition occurs like iron 2. This reddish brown PPT in few drops you are getting first, and when you are adding in excess, no change. Means precipitate remains as precipitate. Same you are going to perform with NH4OH. There also you will get the same result. Means first you will get reddish brown PPT, and that reddish brown PPT, and this remains insoluble even in excess. Okay, in excess insoluble, means precipitate remains as precipitate. Here children, question is arising, what is the meaning of these precipitates? Actually you all be getting as hydroxide. What we getting as hydroxide, and precipitate like this dirty green PPT, ferrous hydroxide, dirty green PPT. Here also we will get ferric hydroxide. Means all these cases we getting one of the component as metallic hydroxide, which first coming in the form of precipitate, and possibilities are there, some get dissolved in excess, some not get dissolved in excess. So regarding these three we have discussed: calcium salt, ferrous salt, ferric salt. Reactions we will do in next video. Now next is copper salt. Copper salt normal color is blue, crystalline blue salt. And when copper, in case of copper salt, again the same observation we will do like in few drops and in excess. So first you take copper sulfate. Copper sulfate is, we normally taking soluble salts because we have to observe precipitation reaction. Okay children, so what kind of salt we taking? Soluble salt. So what we will take next? Copper sulfate. Copper sulfate color is what? Blue. Now in this copper sulfate, first you add few drops of NaOH. Then what you will get? Copper hydroxide. What you will get? Copper hydroxide in case of few drops. And the color is what? Pale blue. Pale blue. Okay? Pale blue PPT. In excess also, the precipitate is not going to get dissolved. So, in excess, insoluble. In excess, precipitate is not going to get dissolved, so it remains insoluble. Here with few drops, first we getting precipitate. In case of NH4OH also, when you add it, you will get a precipitate. Precipitate color obviously will be related to blue only. So what color precipitate? Some little bit difference between. Here also we will get blue, pale blue PPT. Pale blue PPT, okay. But in case of excess, it turns into deep blue solution. Deep blue means precipitate get dissolved. Precipitate get dissolved. Clear children? So copper sulfate, you getting different different result in both. Sodium hydroxide is not capable of dissolving the precipitate, but in case of ammonium hydroxide, when you add it in excess quantity, precipitate get dissolved, giving you what color? Deep blue solution. Clear, children? Now next is zinc salt. But regarding zinc and lead, we will discuss in next module. For today's that's all, and I will suggest you to go through book page number 65 and 66, in which the chart related to page number 65 and 66, in which two tables are given regarding action of sodium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide on different metallic salts. Reactions we will do in next part. Okay children, thank you.